Welcome back, party people, coming at you live from Columbia, South Carolina. It's a little early in the morning, so Ellie B's a little tired, but that's not going to stop me from telling you all about our Spain part two. So, our time in Alicante. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Just a quick side note, there are pictures from our first round in Spain that I did not have for that vlog. So you might be seeing pictures of Dan and of Sarah and Aitor and Arnaud and our journeys in northern Spain. They're just in there so that you get to see them. That was my bad. So now without further ado, let's dive into Alicante. Okay, so we were in Alicante, good grief, for about 4 weeks. Obviously, the weekend before was Eliza's engagement. Still excited. And I started in the A2 level class, so already a bump up from last year. And we had a good little group of us, a couple Ukrainians, a girl from Czech Republic, a German girl, and then like some people kind of rotated in and out depending on, I guess, if they wanted to stay for more time. But that was like kind of our core group. The girl from Czech I thought was like worked in hotel management or something. She was like really meek and like gentle, not meek, like she was outspoken, but she was like quiet and gentle-ish looking. And then it turns out like 2 weeks in, we found out she was an arms dealer. So that took us all by surprise. But our teacher was Italian, teaching us Spanish, and it was very confusing. School-wise, very confused. Still have some things to take. So when it comes to school, I was supposed to take 4 weeks. I ended up taking only 3 because the last week I was like, can I do online classes when I get back to Saudi? It wasn't, nothing was going into my brain. And I passed my exam that I took on week 3. So I'm technically in the B1 level right now. Amateur, I'm intermediate, whatever it's called. But I have no idea. There are some tenses that I'm like, what now? When do you use that? What do you mean? So I'm going to get some more lessons before I feel like confident enough to start B1. But I did pass. So that was my goal, was to pass my exam. And I did pass my exam. I can't say I knew what I was doing. You needed 48 points to pass or more, and I got 48.5. So like I'm skin of my teeth, as they say, which I taught to one of my teachers, and he was like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "I don't know, but it means barely." He was like, "Oh, skin of your teeth." I said, "Skin, yes, but you would say it skin of my teeth." And he's like, "Oh." So school wise, eh. But like Alicante wise, Robert got an inflatable kayak. So he was already there. He was there like the 2 days before I got there. Sorry, Lainey, it's just so early in the morning. So Robert bought a kayak that inflated, which was good because last time we had to rent one when we were swimming. That's when we saw the jellyfish, which they call medusas in Spain, which I think is incredible. So Robert rented this kayak that you could blow up. Personally, I don't like kayaking, but at least it's exercise. So we would go to swim, and my fear of the murky water it's being maintained, which is unfortunate because I was really looking forward to swimming in the sea. So I didn't really ever go as far as I wanted to go. Plus, we saw jellyfish on like the first day. And I was like, I'm not freaking around with jellyfish. That ain't for me, chief. So didn't swim as much as we wanted to. But we had the inflatable kayak. So Robert did find this like cool, like there was like a lighthouse involved and rocks. I mean, it was like a rock outcropping, but it was almost corally in how it was like scratchy rocks, if that makes sense. And so while we were out in this like corally thing, we took the kayak. We had to like bus all the way there. And we took the kayak and listen, I don't know how to kayak. I'm not a kayaking gal. So Robert and I are like kayaking around. He's doing most of the paddling because I'm just observing. It's cold. I'm freezing. Robert's like, it feels great, but like the clouds covered the sun and the water kept splashing on me. Very cold. So we paddled around and we had like some grapes and Oreos. So he's like, here, we'll like paddle to the like edge, like to the, like where the lighthouse is, which was like miles away. And then we'll get out and we'll like sit and chat for a little bit and then we'll get back in and paddle back. And I was like, okay, sounds great. I'm sure I complained a lot more than just saying, okay, sounds great. Then we paddled around. Well, then the tide's coming in, so it's really aggressive waves. And he's like, all right, I'll get out and guide the boat in. You just keep it straight. And I'm like, I understand the concept of keeping it straight, but like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't want to be on the kayak, so maybe I should get out and you should get in. Anyway, he got a little scratches and stuff, and we barely made it in, made it into the situation. And we sat and we ate some grapes and we ate some Oreos and we chatted. And then, oh, I wish there was a picture I could show you. But if you've seen it, you've seen it. It's great. It's Robert with his paddle. I won't put it on here and I won't even tell you what it is, but it's great. And then we had to get back, like when it was time to get back in, the water was really coming in and it was really choppy because it was like 4 p.m. I was like, I cannot. Like, I'm not getting in this thing and it tipping over and me getting squished in the rocks. Like, I don't know how to control a kayak enough for that. So I said, you get in and paddle away, and then I'll jump in the water and swim really fast to you. And he was like, you're definitely going to get thrown against the rocks. I was like, no, I'm a strong swimmer. So, like, with my Tevas on and my goggles, Robert, like, paddles out. And I just, like, run and jump and then start swimming as fast as I can. I'm, like, barely looking down. I'm just, like, going. And I get into the boat. And we paddle back, and then like it really gets cloudy, and I'm really cold. And then we do end up getting back. We paddled we went all the way to like our swim beach. So he went really, and we were like out to sea. Like at one point we were like, we are so far from the shore. Like this cannot be allowed. We are too far away. So we went back in, and that was like, I think maybe that was the last time we used the kayak. Maybe we used it once after that, just because it was easy, to blow it up and everything. But it just took a lot of energy to like go blow it up. Then Robert had to like clean it off afterwards because this was really salty water. But it was a really good time. Don't tell Robert I said that, but I don't want to do it again. So that was our kayaking experience. We would kayak like when the other would swim sometimes, but again, it was like 35 pounds. Robert had it on the bike. It was just a lot of moving parts. I don't know how he biked with that. I carried it to the airport and kept like almost turtling and like falling over. But that was our kayaking adventure. So that was like one of our weekends. We went to Granada, Spain for a weekend. For some reason, both of us kind of assumed it would be like Toledo, like it would be a small old town. And it was not. It was like a very large metropolis area. So we stayed in the old town area. It was like, we got in really, really late on Friday night because I had physical therapy. So we only ended up getting to do, like, Robert had a whole itinerary planned, and we kind of only got to do, like, the castle and then, like, kind of walk in the streets. But we walked 14 miles on Saturday, and everything hurt. I had to keep, like, sitting down. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm so old. I just need to sit for a second. My body hurts. So we would just needed to vibe. And then we did end up going to a hammam, like a Turkish bath type thing. I'm trying to think. It was really beautiful. They did a good job. I think it was like the Dubai effect, where they were like, people are going to want it to be like old and oriental looking. So they like made it old and oriental looking, which I thought was cool. So there were 3 different pools. There was a cold pool, a medium pool, and a hot pool. And you're supposed to like rotate around them, and then a steam room. And then we got massages, but it was like in a community room. So there was like just like a curtain between you and like 8 other people also getting massages. But that was nice, felt very relaxed. Then we had pasta for dinner and like, the big cheese wheels that they like stir the pasta in. Had that. Not my favorite. They put ham in it. And it was like al dente pasta, so it wasn't all the way like loose. I digress. Then what else did we do? We went to Alhambra, the big castle. Really cool. It was like a palace, I should say, not a castle. It like is kind of up there with the one in Istanbul. It's pretty cool, very ornate. I liked it a lot. Wrote a poem, which I don't ever do. So now I have officially written 4 poems. Crazy. So yeah, the palace was beautiful. You'll see pictures. Robert got really artsy with it. And then I had one last week of school. Yeah, one last week of school. No, one last week without school. And I broke out in hives because I got overheated, which was nice. And then I had to put a cream on my hives, and the cream couldn't go in direct sunlight. So my last 2 days, I was at home writing, writing and trying to get as much stuff done. I'm like 70,000 words into my book, and I think my first draft will probably be like 100,000 or like maybe 120,000. First draft probably like 100,000. So I'm hoping by the end of August to have the first draft done. Obviously, nothing is getting done right now, but when I get to Saudi, I need to crank out like 30,000 words. And then just because if it's the first draft. So while it's the first draft, it can be like rough. And then I might have like someone read it just to tell me what's missing. My brain's like a puddle. But yeah, Spain was like way more chill than last time. You know, like last time we went to the UK. Robert went to the UK to see his friends on Thursday, and I left on Saturday. I was supposed to take a train from Alicante to Madrid Saturday morning and then go straight to the airport. And it gave me like 3 hours. Like my train got in at like 10, my flight was at 1. But then my teacher that I went out to like lunch with a couple times was like, no, like she's one of my friends from last year. She was like, no, you need to be at the airport like 4 or 5 hours ahead of time, like with the passport control. And I'd missed my flight before last year. And then when I was coming to America, I had to like sprint to the Madrid airport. So I was like, you know what, you're right. I'm not messing around. So I got a plane, which was like $30, a plane from Alicante to Madrid, stayed the night like at the airport, and then woke up and still was like, had 20 minutes to spare, which was just wackadoodle. And we saw flamenco with my old teacher, like 2 of my old teachers and their significant others. And that was really cool. I really liked it. I'm like definitely going to incorporate it into a book because it was super cool. So yeah, that was we saw a magician and he blew my mind when I could understand him. That was like one of the first things we did when we got there. So I was like, let's do something cultural. And then a magician was coming through that theater and I was like, yes, this counts as cultural for sure. But yeah, it was much more low key. Like we definitely tried to sit still a little bit more so I could study and we could relax, but it ended up not being very relaxing. We'll try again next year, I guess. So yeah, this is us now. I'm in the US. I have my book festival starting on Thursday night. I leave Thursday night. Mom gets there Friday morning. So this vlog, and then Mom and I will do the UK vlog while we're in Maryland. And then I'll wrap up everything for the like being home and being in Maryland, probably in the airport after Maryland. So hopefully I'll be caught up by next week, which would be crazy because I feel like I haven't been caught up in ages. So yeah, enjoy the pictures and we'll check back in soon, in like a week. Bye.